back in Week 4. The Chargers lost the blowout in their last game against the Broncos. Can Denver finish the sweep? The answer comes your way next on EA Sports.
And off we go from Denver. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now it's Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. 3rd play in this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Akins. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. Is it normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that? Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Draymond Jones make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now a carry for the former first-round pick of the Chargers. It's Melvin Gordon. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon, well into the triple digits, and they'll take that every time out.
What I loved was just how decisive he was running the football. Coaches like guys that go north and south. They don't like the east-west guys, the juking and the jiving. 1 foot in the ground and cut.
From the 39, Locke. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
That's going to be a good matchup for him. Using him out of the backfield and telling those linebackers, hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
They'll run on 1st down. Gordon. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
On 1st down, it's Gordon. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Now Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes two to tango. Second and goal from the 1. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon with another touchdown. Number 24 on the year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead.
First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25.
Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture in the AFC. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
They've got 2nd and 12 from the 36.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. Herbert now. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for L.A. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Broncos getting the road victory, so they'll look to take the season series now here in Denver. On 2nd down, Gordon once more.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. On 4th down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Throw right side into the hands of Akins. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. The Chargers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. Denver's offense ready to go again. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And the drive starts with a completion left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky because your eye has to be on the ultimate prize, which is the Super Bowl. That's paramount. But at the same time, how much fun would it be to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl? When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
He's already found the end zone once in this half, and they do a nice job there pushing him backwards and denied his bid for a second score.
On 2nd and goal, Locke. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Blesson Austin. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Well, these two teams, they met up in Denver earlier this season with the Broncos winning that one. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And Drew Lock once again leads the Broncos out.
And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
45 yards on the ground for him so far.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run on first down. Gordon. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Lock throwing on target to Fant. Will go down as a gain of 6, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Here's Locke.
Going right back to Fant.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Once more, here's Eckler. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
On first down, it's Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Akins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Running on first down, Eckler. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He'll get this to Eckler. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Welcome back now to Denver. We are off to the 4th quarter here on this special Christmas Day broadcast. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on E. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are right back in this football game. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At the 45.
They'll hand off here to Eckler.
And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly. Right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And they'll wind up getting this with all the way down inside the 20. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. Shrugs him off, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here, we do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Broncos are moving closer to a 15-0 record as they extend their lead here. McManus's point after is good, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Herbert and the Chargers down by 2 touchdowns. 1:16 remaining. They're going to need a Christmas miracle to pull this one out as they've got it 1st and 10. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Throwing, Herbert. And that's incomplete. Austin Eckler, the intended target. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, they've certainly had trouble blocking this defense through 3.5 quarters. So I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it with Eckler. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. They'll actually throw it with Locke. This is the tight end Fant. Touchdown Broncos! Noah Fant, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Broncos have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down. And now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. They had no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played. Herbert has it knocked free. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. 7 yards to pick up there. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll take the inside the 10 down to the 8. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down.
The quick slant caught. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. A lot going to throw it here. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead...
And he's got his tight end Fant. Touchdown, Broncos. Noah Fant with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 28-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25. One last throw here for Herbert. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time is